assist today. Désiré Doué amongst that sort of that young team that PSG have. I mean, everyone else in Europe will be thinking, oh my goodness, do we even stand a chance?
It's frightening, isn't it? They have a young squad, but even you think of some of the young players coming through, and some of them got exposure in the Champions League last season. They've got great young talent within the squad, but you heard it there. You know, they're hungry for more, and you know, for any player or teammates, when they have that hunger, that's also very dangerous for anybody coming up against that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's Omar Artan, the referee who was famously denied entry to the USA to officiate the World Cup, but he did get his chance via Mr. Cheferin and UEFA. He was asked to come and officiate this Super Cup final, which he did pretty well indeed. As for Aston Villa, look, there's still new signings who are going to come in. Ruggeri is set to sign from Atleti. Potentially, that looks like it's on the horizon. And you talked about the young players. You talked about, you know, the likes of Madjo, only 17. George Hemmings, 19. Alisson came on. He's 20. Made a really big impact for Aston Villa. So as we talk about, you know, PSG and that the future looks bright for them, for Unai Emery, even though he will have challenges this season, there is still a positive nucleus of a solid team and also this exciting sort of young talent coming through as well.
Yeah, of course, but I think that's what you want to see. You want to see youth coming through and playing at a high level. And the manager's given these players exposure on big moments like tonight, for an example, which tells me to trust them. That's the big thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen them through the Premier League. They'll add to the squad, I'm pretty sure. They'll be active in the transfer market. The manager will know, but he's going to have to be clever. Whether they've got the finances there to go out and splash big sums of money, I'm not so sure, but he's done really well in the past. I think recruitment's been good as much as he's been here in the Aston Villa side. So, like I said, hopefully it's a view into the future, because you want to see youth progress and get an opportunity, and they shine. I think they play with a freedom. Look at Hemmings there. I thought he was real quality, and you think the one where he was defending, he takes touch, control of the ball, and it's just a little dink. He's not scared to play, which I really like, playing with a freedom, so hopefully we can see more throughout the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Aston Villa did so well in this, didn't they? Really had PSG on the ropes. We can see them heading up to get their runner-up medals, and I think we can hand you back to our commentary team, Darren and Ali.
Yeah, thank you, Reshmin. So the final few Aston Villa players going through, well deserving of those medals tonight, Ali, because echoing what Farah and Hutz have been saying in the studio, didn't they give a good account of themselves? Because this is still very much an Aston Villa squad, which is a work in progress based on the players who they've lost, the ones they'd like to bring in, and the players who weren't quite ready to be here with them tonight.
Well, I'll be brutally honest, I was a little bit concerned when I saw both sides starting 11s. But I was very, very pleasantly surprised at the way Villa performed. More than acquitted themselves exceptionally well. Can argue they had some of the better players on the pitch, to tell you the truth. The two young lads were excellent. Hemmings, I thought, had a fantastic 90 minutes.
So I've got to tell you about him. So Luis Enrique has now coached in 6 European finals, and he's won all 6 of them. So he's gone past Zinedine Zidane's perfect record of 5 in 5. He's now level with Giovanni Trapattoni and Sir Alex Ferguson with 6 European trophies. He only trails Pep Guardiola and Carlo Ancelotti.
And he's still got time to chase them down, hasn't he? As Doué was saying there, they're a relatively young side. There's no reason that they won't continue to be hungry and do the right things.
There's the man whose goal decided the match tonight, Désiré Doué, the star of the Champions League final 2 seasons ago. Tends to come up big when Paris Saint-Germain really need him. Still such a young player, but such an important part of this wonderful PSG team. There he is down there, Dembélé alongside him, who played his first minutes of pre-season tonight. There's Safanov, the goalkeeper, 1 or 2 important moments for him. And Akliouche, the number 11, the new signing from Monaco, he's going to get his first medal as a Paris Saint-Germain player tonight as well.
And he looks as he'll be a good acquisition to that squad. He'll be fine.
And the man at the back of the line, the captain, there's Luca Dean, by the way, didn't get on but played so well for Aston Villa last season. Did go down and acknowledge the Aston Villa supporters as well at full time, which was nice. And there's a man who's just won his 40th trophy as a Paris Saint-Germain player, the great Marquinhos, and he's taken the trophy and he'll walk towards his team, and this team that sits at the top of the mountain, the team that they've all got to beat again, is waiting for the owner to come and join him before the celebrations can begin. And Marquinhos lifts the Super Cup. It's retained by Paris Saint-Germain. The European champions win yet another trophy, and now they can concentrate on the big stuff.
Yeah, brilliant scenes out there in Salzburg, and PSG winning back-to-back UEFA Super Cups, of course, after their back-to-back Champions League trophies as well. And when you think of the road that it took to get there, all those opportunities, all the big names that have come through the door at the Parc des Princes, and they've finally become the team that they always wanted to be. Now they are really a team in the big time. They're a team that will win the biggest of trophies with the most incredible of managers as well in Luis Enrique. Farah and Alan, if PSG say, do you know what, we want this player, I mean, no one's going to say no, are they? Finding this team who are on the verge of creating a dynasty.
I mean, they're becoming a team, you know, like the Real Madrids, the Uniteds. When United's a football where, you know, the players coming through want to be a part of that. So, yeah, they're certainly starting to build that name around them now, certainly becoming double back-to-back Champions League winners. But they've got a young squad, and I feel like the club itself and the way that it's run and structured now, you know, where they used to bring in the big names, and we've seen, you know, many in our time in Mbappe, you think of Messi and Neymar and all those big names that couldn't do it, and now they're starting to look at, you know, some of the players coming through the development, younger players, you know, more team players, so to speak, as opposed to those individuals, although they have that talent within there, and that seems to be working for them. So, you know, this squad is so young that, you know, it's quite worrying for everybody else around them. You know, how long and how hungry can these young players remain to keep pushing for, you know, more and more titles? And they seem, you heard Doué say it,